Hey, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a everyday get ready with me. So these are the things that I use if I'm just doing my makeup for work or for a long day of just bombing around the city. This is easy. This is what I love. This is my go-to while still really enjoying the makeup look that it gives me. Some of my favorite products, and most of my everyday makeup is pretty long lasting. It drives me nuts when after a couple hours my makeup is peeking through because of my oils breaking apart. So I like to make sure that if I'm putting on my makeup at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be perfect at 8 o'clock at night, or 9 o'clock, or 10 o'clock, or 11 o'clock. So this is usually what I use to kind of get there. We're again in a different space. I'm going to be trying to film in a bunch of different places. I'm going to put an insert. I just took a little video of where we are right now because we've completely changed the atmosphere of the apartment. I usually always have a little ambiance going on. I'll tag below the ambiance YouTube channel so that they get their hype. I always love a little seasonal ambiance. So right now we are in fall. I got all my fall decorations going on and we are feeling the season. So we're just gonna dive right in. Get your beverage of choice. I am on a Diet Coke binge train. I was never a pop person, but I'm doing keto, and because I'm not having a lot of sugar, my body is just craving sugar because I think that's my last true addiction is sugar and shopping. So I get my fix with a good Diet Coke. Ian bought me these adorable little cups. They have they're in the shape of a heart. I'll also put a video insert of the cup in it. And it's just so cute. It's like a little teacup. I remember I saw these online, Instagram or TikTok or something, and I was like, oh my god, these are adorable. And he literally bought them for me as a surprise. That's just the kind of boyfriend he is. Find yourself a man like Ian. Cheers. It's a beautiful day out. All right, let's dive right in. My favorite, Milk Hydro Grip. This is almost done. I don't know if I'm going to be repurchasing it just because the e.l.f. Green one, what is that one called? It's something also grip. That one is just as good, if not better, than this one, and it's a fraction of the cost. But I love the gripping, the tackiness of it. So good. So I was thinking about how to grow my YouTube channel, and I think a part of it is you guys getting to know who I am as a person. So I was thinking about what I want to talk about. So the foundation I'm going to be using, I'm gonna have an underneath one, which is the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter that I'm just going to apply with the doe foot all over my face. And then over top of that, I'm going to be using the Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear in 435. Now, I've never actually tried the Hollywood Flawless filter, so people say this is a dupe, but I don't actually know. But I like a good glow, but then the Infallible over top makes sure that it's not too much, and then this is going nowhere. If it's a really nice event, I'll use the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is very similar to this. I'm just gonna pump this right on my She Glam brush and go right in over top of that. I always use tons of foundation because I just love it. I just do. Foundation. If I was on a desert island and I could have one makeup item, it would be foundation. Actually, it would be sunscreen. But probably foundation because my skin is my most troublesome area, I guess. I've had really bad acne when I was a teenager, and I picked it and it left me a bunch of acne scars. So I've spent tons of time and money trying to fix them with, microneedling and lasers and halo laser and all that such. So I usually go in with a brush first. Make sure I get a real good down the neck is important. I did put sunscreen on before this, and then I'm going to go in with my beauty blender. I also really like on Amazon the Beaky makeup sponges. Moving forward, I'll probably only buy those because they are also a fraction of the cost and work very well. And the only reason I bought this one was because it came in a package with the cleanser, which I can't not use the cleanser. There's no other cleanser for makeup sponges as good as the Beauty Blender brand one, so that's why I got this beauty blender. There we go. And now I'm going to put on concealer. So for my concealer today, I have the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer in a satin finish. I like this better than the black topped one because with my aging skin, it is creamier for under eye wrinkles. This one is in Fair Rose. You might hear tons of noise. The window is open right beside me, and I got a boyfriend to my left, I got a cat to my behind left, and I have my ambiance going on. So I grew up in Calgary. I was born in Edmonton, moved to Calgary when I was, I think, 4 or 5, and lived there till I was 22. I had a great childhood. I really did. I'm very lucky. My parents divorced when I was in 6th grade, but they were so good with each other. Like, they didn't talk shit about each other to us kids at all. They had like a joint bank account, which they both contributed to pay for my soccer. I played soccer for like 14 years, first as a forward and then as a goalie. And I played with 2 of my best friends, Stacy and Lisa, for years and years. And then Jocelyn came into our little group, and it has been the 4 of us ever since, the little Fab 4. So those are my best friends. This looks a little bit, it's so different doing my makeup in natural light than in my beautiful mirror that I usually do my makeup that my boyfriend has for me, because it looks great on the monitor, but here I'm like, wow, wrinkle city, acne scar city. So I'm just gonna have to roll with it. I am gonna go get another concealer because I feel like my under eye circles are just holding on for dear life today. So I have my KVD concealer in Light 109, which is just my, if I need to cover everything, it's like, I think it's a better version of the Shape Tape. Because the Shape Tape was great for in my 20s, but now it's too much on my aging skin. Like, it just shows every wrinkle, every crease. So I'm just gonna lightly dab this in and let it set for a hot minute because we need some coverage. And we are just going to, I also have redness right here on my nose that I like to cover. So we're just gonna tap this in and leave it for a second as we move on to contour. I have the Huda Beauty in Light Tantour Contour and Bronzing Cream. And I have my Physicians Formula, no, sorry, I lied, not Physicians Formula, Real Techniques Sculpting Brush. And what I actually do is I take this side, pull it back, which I love this. I think this is brilliant. Pull it back, swirl this in, and then I'm gonna sculpt it out here and along my hairline. And then I will, like in little tiny circles, blend this in with this side. And then for underneath, I use this side, like my jawline. I use this side because we can go a little bit more heavy-handed. When you're using the Huda Beauty Tantour, it's pretty pigmented and hardcore. So I like to take a little bit of a lighter hand here, especially for everyday. If I'm filming, I don't care as much, but if it's just every day, I want to make sure that I'm not going to have these huge lines on it. So I just, in these little tiny concentric circles, I'm going to go and blend it in to my hairline, and then I will probably go and buff it out a little bit with my beauty blender, and then I usually add a powder on top of it just to set everything for the day. So I live in Vancouver, and all of my family and friends still live in Calgary. I had a couple of my real good girlfriends come and live here for a couple years when I first moved to Vancouver, but they're all back in Calgary with kids and dogs and husbands, and here I am still being a 35-year-old and a 25-year-old life, which I absolutely adore. I woke up at like 11:30 today because I was up really late because it's my day off and I have nothing to do today but film and go pick up a dresser. Ian and I are going to put a dresser into our storage unit and then put all the summer clothes into it because it'll be easier to store that way. Okay, so now that we have kind of like a harsh line here, I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. Putty. This is made for the Poreless Putty Primer. I don't know why, but I always use it for bronzer. I have two of them. I have one for blush and one for my bronzer. And this is just the best like cream product brush to use to blend. I'm not sure why. Taylor Wynn put me onto it. I'll try to link her channel below. I'm learning slowly how to do things. My last video, I learned how to insert like a stock picture of a product, which I like that feeling when you like figure something out that you haven't done before. Because I was filming and I was like, I'm gonna try to insert a stock picture of a product right here. And then I did it and I was just so freaking proud of myself. Like there's not much I do on a regular basis that I don't, feel comfortable with. And now that I'm auditioning more and more, editing it and figuring it out, it just gives me a sense of real joy and accomplishment. Okay, so I'm gonna be blending out this concealer now that it's had a couple minutes to kind of soak in here. Great, that immediately looks better. And I'm just gonna blend out the creases of this foundation in with the bronzer on my head and on my cheek, so we have no harsh lines. Perfect. I always put on the Laneige lip mask cream as I do this because it's just my favorite thing in the whole world. Like I have very liney lips, and with this the lines just disappear, go away. They hydrate my lips. Oh yeah, so good. Perfect. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to blush. I have one of my favorites. This is the She Glam Color Bloom Liquid Blush. I've seen on a couple YouTube channels, there's a, I don't want to call it dupe, but someone has stolen this, the perfusion. They stole this component, which I'm like, it's so funny when people do that. I mean, I sure e.l.f. did it with the high halo glow with the Charlotte Tilbury. God, I love this color. Look at this color. It's so beautiful. You just need a little bit. It's like a slightly lighter version of the Rare Beauty ones. It's my favorite blush. And this color is just so gorgeous. It's like a dusty rose mauve. What is it called? It's called Love Cake. Adorable. Adorable. Beautiful. Look how beautiful that is. Another little slurp of my Diet Cola. Now the next thing I do in my everyday makeup is unusual. I can't remember who showed this to me, but it just really works for me to keep my makeup going all day. So I'm gonna spray setting spray on my complexion right now, and then I'm gonna press powder into it. And it's gonna look weird, it's gonna seem cakey. Trust the process, trust the process. So I'm gonna make sure, I'm gonna go back in with my makeup sponge and just make sure everything is kind of set down where I want it. And I'm gonna use a couple powders. So I'm going to start with my, underneath my eye, it's my Wet n Wild Bare Focus Clarifying Finish Powder. And I get my powders ready ahead of time. So I'm so glad that didn't break. I would have been pissed. Okay. I get my powders ready. Oh, it did break a little. Shit. It's okay. It's really cheap. Get my powders ready ahead of time so that I don't waste time and my face dries of setting powder before I get a chance to put it on. So I use these powder puffs that I got from Amazon, and then I also use my Tati Beauty, which I've shown before, powder puff for my face, and then this one for my under eyes. So, and then I'm going to set the under eyes with the Huda Beauty. And then I'm going to use, usually I use like the Fit Me powder to do my complexion, but my sister just brought me the ColourPop Pretty Fresh pressed face powder in light 6. So hopefully this is a color match. I do like the component, the compact. I think it's beautiful. And let's take a look at this. This actually looks, oh, there's a piece of plastic. This actually looks like it would be a good match. So we're just gonna take our chances and go right in with this. So I'm gonna drench my face in the Milani Make It Last. It's my favorite makeup setting spray. And then I'm gonna go right in with our powder. Really heavy. I know it seems crazy, guys. Trust the process. Wow, this color is just working out so well for me. Okay, and then I do leave my under eyes for last because they are the most delicate. Oh wow, you hear that? Outside something's going on. Something's going down. I heard blah 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 fucking shit. All right. Perfect. And then I'm gonna set with my Huda. Have you ever watched that woman? She is freaking gorgeous. Oh my god. And the way she does her makeup, I think like the fact that she's created like this empire, I just think is amazing. And we're completely set. So I'm like kind of baking right here. Wow, this color is so perfectly matched for me. Ah, I'm so excited. I'm actually really impressed. Oh, I love this. I'm gonna take off the okay, so now that we have that, I am going to set my bronzer with some of the Butter collection. This is the Physicians Formula Whaley bronzer. I'm going to use one of these, and then I'm going to do some blush setting. So just a little bit, right? We don't want to go crazy. And this just blends so we don't have that harsh line right here. I need to do, what is going on? I don't know what's going on, but someone is swearing outside. So this one is not as harsh as this one is. Let's unharsh this line a little bit. Better. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna do a little hairline. Gorgeous. Down the neck a bit. Gorgeous. Excellent. So that is set. I love my curls. Oh yeah, so good. I wish I didn't have to wash my hair as often so I could keep these curls for forever, because my curls will stay until I wash my hair, which is so great. I have such nice hair. So for blush, this is one of my favorites. This is Over the Moon Sephora. Look at that gorgeous color, and I think it'll go well over top of that Love Cake She Glam. Look at this. So nice. Now this is one of those blushes where you have to kind of build it up. It's not going to immediately give you a color payoff. I love me some blush. So nice. Great, so moving right along, I think we're done with most of our complexion, and we're gonna move to eyes. So I like to do on a regular basis just like a soft taupe. So I use my Soft Glam by Anastasia palette. That sounded like something broke from the cat. I'm gonna go check. So weird, both cats are asleep, so I have no idea what that one was. So I'm gonna go in with my Jeffree Star brush, and we're gonna go in with Orange Soda right here and just use this as a transition shade. I don't ever really use primer on my eyes. I haven't seen much of a difference. I've tried a couple and I just didn't like it as much enough to keep using it, so I just don't. So we're gonna do a real easy eye today because I'm just doing some chores, bombing around, nothing too exciting. So I don't want to spend too much time on an eye look. Great. Then we're gonna move in with a smaller brush. I bought these. This is from Bestope. This is one of my favorite brushes. Come on, focus. Does not want to focus. Anywho, we're gonna go in with burnt orange and just define that crease a little bit. I would like to get better at like technique-y things if I'm gonna keep doing this channel, which I love. Like, it started off as a hobby. My boyfriend has a million hobbies, like wonderful. He paints, he 3D prints, he plays all these board games back here. These are all designer board games, and he will paint the models and we'll play board games. We're gonna go to a board game convention. We were supposed to go this year, but I ended up hurting my knee, so I couldn't walk, and the board game convention was in Vegas. So Vegas is a place that you have to be able to walk around. So we canceled our tickets, which was really sad because we were both really looking forward to going. And I think we're going to go next year, 2023. Anywho, so my boyfriend has so many awesome hobbies. And he was like, what are your hobbies? And I'm like, I don't know. Other than like working out, which I couldn't do when we had this conversation because of my knee. You know, I read and I used to do dance and I played soccer, but I don't do that anymore. And I was like, well, I love doing my makeup, and my friend Isabel had suggested that I do a YouTube channel about kind of like TED Talky, like my life, because I've been through a lot, which you'll hear about. I'm going to move on to underneath. I'm going to use this brush. I do not know where this brush came from. Oh, Morphe. I love this shader brush just for underneath. And I'm going to take that same color, burnt orange, and I'm going to go underneath. And so Isabel has suggested that I do a YouTube channel, and then my boyfriend also suggested it. And I was like, that seems like it would be fun. So I started talking about makeup and all of the kind of things that I love to do and unboxing. And I did one with where I told a murder story. I'd like to do more, but it's just a lot of work, and I have to figure out how I can tell the story without essentially reading notes off of a piece of paper. So I'd like to do that some more, but I've really been enjoying it. And that's essentially how I started. See, that looks beautiful. So I'm going to do a little bit of this Cypress Amber just right in the corner to create the illusion of a wing. I'm not a huge wing fan. Both of my eyes are different shaped. So I just like a light wing rather than like a harsh liquid line wing is probably my favorite look. And I'm going to do just a tiny bit on the top of my eye right here. Yeah. Just a little shade down. Beautiful. Love it. And the other side. I have trouble, weirdly enough, closing my right eye. Like my left eye I can close and then work, but my right eye I'm like twitchy, twitch. I wonder why. So I have to like hold it. I don't know why. And even then, like my left eye wants to close too. So weird. Beautiful. Okay, moving right along. We are doing my favorite brown eyeliner, Makeup by Mario, and we're going to do a little on the bottom, a little on the top, and we're going to smudge it out a bit with the other side of this brush. Love it. All right, we are going to do eyebrows. I have a little Anastasia, what is this one called? Soft Brown Dip Brow Gel. This is their dip brow. I'm actually not the hugest fan of this, but I love the color and I need to use it up. I like the e.l.f. Wow Brow better. I just find this component to be too large. Lovely. We have mascara. I'm going to zoom through this because I take my gosh darn time with this mascara. All right, we're almost done. So my eyes have been done. I'm going to move on to lips. So I'm essentially just going to wipe off this Laneige lip sleeping mask to create a dry canvas for my lip liner. And today I'm going to be using the Buxom Power Line in Dangerous Dolly. This is one of my all-time favorites. Tati taught me not to, I have a pretty big like bow. Tati taught me to combine them and overline a little bit in order to get a bigger lip look, because I don't want to get lip filler yet. I actually think it's dangerous for me to get lip filler as an actor because usually you can tell. And I love the look. If I wasn't an actor, I'd probably have them. It's getting windy out. It's like late September. It's so nice out. All right, I'm gonna buff that out. And then I'm going to add the Sephora Rouge Melting Lip Clicks in, what color is this? Cotton Candy, so cute. I love this color. This is one of my favorite colors, like this kind of mauve. And it is almost a gloss, but not quite. And I'm going to add on top for some staying powder, not powder, the Buxom Full-On Lip Plumping Cream in, I think this is Dolly Glamourtini, like martini. Oh yeah, so good. Amazing. Okay, final touches, guys. So we have a highlighter that it's going to be from this Physicians Formula Butter collection. I'm going to be using this one. I think it'll match my look a little bit better. But before that, I'm going to spray some more setting spray on. This is the end of my setting spritz Sunday Picnic from SheGlam. I love this. It smells like grape. Oh, it's almost towards the end. No. I can't do it. It's done. It's pooched. So let's take my also Jeffree Star brush and just tiny bit of highlight. And we are complete. This is just my everyday look. And I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I'm gonna pick up a dresser. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my day. I'm gonna finish my lovely Diet Cola. Thank you so very much for joining me again. Please like and subscribe. I should probably say that at the top of the video because I don't ever say it. And stay tuned for lots more to come. I have a bunch of really good things on the way, and have a great day and be well.